You wanna join me, Rosie? Come here. You wanna say hi to the camera? Y'all, I'm pet sitting. This is Rosie. And she's having a good time. I'm having a good time. Looks like I'm gonna be a little bit off center today since I got Rosie sitting right here. Hey friends, welcome to my channel, The Book Diva. I'm sure that most of you are new here, but to those of you who are either returning subscribers or returning viewers, welcome back. Can't do this without a little bit of sip of, what's it called? A little bit of watermelon wonder. Why do I act like I invented kombucha? That was Brittany Broski. I just like kombucha, hush. Today I'm gonna be talking about a little something about, I'm sure that most people, whether you're a reader or a non-reader, if you're on social media a lot and you just perchance love to read, maybe you spend your time on what's called Bookstagram, the Instagram world of books and literature, or you probably found yourself stumbling upon Booktok. Now, I don't hate Booktok per se, but I do think that there are just like a lot of online platforms. I just see quite a bit of issues with it. I don't see so much of this stuff on Bookstagram as much as I do on Booktok. So today I'm gonna be focusing particularly on Booktok. So Booktok, like Bookstagram.
Shut up, Meg.
So Booktok, like Instagram, was made to be an online community of readers who share their love of books and their reading experiences and give book reviews and book recommendations, and also sharing and making book memes and book humor. You know, kind of the majority of my content. If you don't follow me on Booktok or on Bookstagram, I think they're calling it Booksta now. What are you doing with your life? The link to both of those are in the description, so go follow me. Follow me. I feel like Booktok in particular has become this, what you could call a lore of problematica. I don't know if problematica is a word, but it is now. I mean, it's not that serious. This is all in good fun. This is not meant to shame anybody for how they choose to manage or live their life online. These are just a few little pet peeves of mine that I feel like I come across more regularly than I would like to. As someone who is a consistent consumer and creator, consuming bookish content on TikTok. One of the things that really bothers me is the lack of exposure of creators who are not young and white. Listen, like, there's nothing wrong with being young and white. That's amazing. I'm young and white. It's not a bad thing at all. Booktok is just, it seems to cater to women creators of a certain age and a certain skin color. I don't know if it has like something to do with like the algorithm. I don't know if the majority of consumers are young and white. I'm not sure. But regardless of how that came to be the case, like with all things that's catered to a specific group, it leads to a lack of opinions, also leading to a lack of engagement for other accounts and a lack of discoverability. I just wish there was more diversity. I just wish that the platform were a little bit more, made various types of creators and their content more visible. And the second thing that's kind of annoying is the over promotion of popular books. I mean, I know they're called popular books for a reason. Whether that's if the book is written by a popular author or it's especially like young adult romance and stuff. I feel like all the content that I am exposed to on my For You page, I feel like it's all young adult romantasy, Court of Thorns and Roses. I'm sorry, y'all. I just have such beef with that book. I don't know what it is. I mean, I think it's just because I feel like I hear about it every single day. I see it in all the pictures and like in the background of somebody's bookshelf, which you won't get from me. I don't have to have a background aesthetic to prove to people that I am a reader. Like, I've shown like physical copies of my books on this channel. Like, why, side tangent, people who do create this book content, why do they feel the need to stand in front of a bookshelf? Like, stories and stories of books. I'm sure that those people do read a lot. I'm sure that they do, but it's just, I just can't wrap my little ADHD brain around it of how they find the time and the energy to make that look so perfect. But back to what I think of as overhyping of popular books. Most of the time, particularly on Booktok, I feel like when certain books get so popular that like it's more about the hype that those books have on the internet instead of the books themselves. It's not about the story, it seems, on Booktok. It's all just about, oh look,
I read this popular book. I want to go viral now.
did they even read the book, or did they just like read a short synopsis of the book and was just like, oh
Yeah, I read it. I have video proof of it.
well, how do we know you actually read it and didn't just go out and buy the book and read a very, very, very detailed synopsis online somewhere before you filmed that TikTok, honey? Point being, it's really frustrating when I see books that I personally don't get the hype over. I think it's because these TikToks that I see about these popular books, they don't do any convincing. They don't list specific things about what is different, what stands out about it. It's like, okay, yeah, I can see that it's popular. Like, tell me why it's popular. Like, how is it different from like fucking Twilight or something? If we're talking about young adult romances, of course. That's just one example. I would just like to see more proof of why certain popular books trump over some other not so popular books. My Scorpio rising's really getting into it. Just being honest, as you know, social media makes us more lazy, and that bleeds into an online platform like Booktok. And this kind of goes back to my side tangent from earlier where I was like, how do we know you actually read it and didn't just go out and buy the book and read a very, very, very detailed synopsis online somewhere? Sometimes it can encourage certain people not to read. Like they just watch the TikTok and they just tell their little friends that they read it, but actually they just watched the TikTok that gave them the short little rundown of what the book is about. I'm sure that there's a good number of people that do that. Not to hate on social media, of course. I think Booktok it's a really wholesome place most of the time, and it's great to share book reviews and book recommendations and the book memes. But some things online are just inauthentic, and I hate inauthenticity. There goes the Scorpio rising again. There are some certain creators out there who, in my mind, seem to glorify and glamorize very unpleasant topics. Listen, I'm all about not censoring creativity and free speech and blah, 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 whatever. I'm a believer in the First Amendment, woohoo! But the thing that bothers me is that they can make these glorifications of horrible themes about humanity. I don't know if I can say it on YouTube because YouTube likes to censor lots of things nowadays. And I really be up in here trying not to get in trouble. There's some content out there that they take this inappropriate material and they describe being turned on by it. They'll say something like,
He's awful, like he's treating her badly. He's awful, he's a horrible person, he's evil. But I've gotta come on.
no! Violence and all that other horrible stuff is not meant to provide downstairs pleasure. I don't remember who said this. I heard somebody once compare it to having a PORN addiction, being addicted to reading this kind of material and getting some kind of like some positive bodily sensations from it. I have an example right here of a book that seems to garner this kind of reaction from some people. Haunting Adeline. And it's about a young woman who has a stalker, like a very determined and deranged stalker. And most of the times with these kind of TikToks, people don't say the book that they're talking about, but people who have read the book, they know that they're talking about that book. So when I do see Booktoks talking about like, oh, like he's awful or whatever, but I kind of like this down there. Like they won't say that word for word. I just can't say certain things here on YouTube. And because I've read Haunting Adeline, I know that's what they're talking about. So I don't really like it when those things turn into trends. It's not healthy. Right, so lastly, certain content in certain books that again, I can't get too descriptive about because I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube. I just got here. Best example I can think of is Colleen Hoover's This Is Us. Not This Is Us, God. I'm getting my titles all mixed up. What's it called? It Ends With Us? Alexa, what's Colleen Hoover's most popular book? It Ends With Us. There's been some criticism from the public of the storyline of It Ends With Us. Makes an impression to young readers that not so nice themes, I can't say the whole word, is how like love and relationships should be. They're saying that Colleen Hoover is giving them a 101 lesson in love and relationships with It Ends With Us. And it's like, whatever happened to parental discretion or actively talking to the young people in your life? Being good role models. It's not the job of anybody who creates something unless it's their aim, to teach somebody a life lesson or tell them how to live their life or whatever. Books, movies, TV, like all that stuff, it's made to consume and that's it. Whatever happened to just enjoying books for what they are? Not everything is a life lesson, people. Okay, so rant over. If you liked this video or agreed with any of the points that I made in this video, make sure that you leave a comment down below, let me know. And also, subscribe! You know what will happen when I get 500 subscribers? Do you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna take all the books that I have read already from my bookshelf in my walk-in closet over there, and I'm going to take them to a local nonprofit here in Nashville, Tennessee. I don't know which one yet. I have to get 500 subscribers first. And if you want that to happen, which I know that you do, you gotta pay it forward and click that subscribe button. It's so easy, and you don't have to pay anything. All you have to do is just ding, and you will get notified every time that I upload. Isn't that so cool? Anyways, I'm done trolling and I gotta go take her out to relieve herself. Bye.